Welcome everyone to episode 50 of Yarn Over with Us. And today we're just pretty much pulling out the junk drawer. We're going to be chatting about projects that we have going on, what we've been doing in the last 2 weeks, and maybe some surprises in the future. So grab something warm to drink and your favorite project and yarn over with us.
And I said, you have just made my day.
Hello there. We are so glad that you are with us today. Glad you're tuning in. As Linda said, we've got a lot of fun things to talk to you about today. I am Susie and I am from Huntsville, Alabama. And if you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow us and share and make sure you comment today because we want to get those algorithms spinning out there to tell others about us. So anyway, stay tuned for a lot of wonderful things.
And my name is Linda Belcher and I live in Rockwell, North Carolina. And yes, as Susie mentioned, if you hit a like and subscribe, what that does is help you give control of the algorithm because YouTube is looking for what people like. And so if they know you like it, they say, hey, maybe another knitter will like it too. So we're just growing our little yarn circle here and having fun. And so we have made it 50 episodes.
50 episodes. Yay,
it is wild.
fireworks.
It is wild. Yeah, yeah. And, you know, learning a lot of new things just to do this. And it's fun. It's been a lot of fun so far. So if you some of you have been with us since the very first episode, so yeah. that's pretty cool. And you're still here, so yeah. Thanks for coming back. So yeah, let's talk about what's been going on in your life. Anything? Well, first of all, I have to talk about your cute little rabbits in the background.
Aww.
Those are adorable.
Aren't they cute? Well,
they're very cute.
In the air. Spring is in the air.
I like seeing the tail side. Yeah, I love seeing the little
Bunnies
tails.
Are hopping. And if you watched the last few episodes, the spring tree is up. So, you know, my spring tree will be up actually for the month of, we're May. So in June, it'll switch out to the summer tree. Can you believe that? We're already pushing towards summer.
I know.
But we have had a beautiful spring. I've loved our spring. We've had cool evenings and it warms up and there's nice warm days with low humidity, and that is huge in the South. Usually we're bathing in humidity. And so
and usually we're really warm.
Spring.
And usually we're just warm. I always talk about the switch. It's like the season switch. It's like, you know, we have normal weather and all of a sudden it click and it just stays warm. You know, it's like, so we are not there yet. Not yet. So.
But that has been.
Still wearing shawls in May.
I know.
What on earth?
I don't remember a spring like this in many.
Me neither.
I don't even remember the last time we had a spring like this, and we have truly been able to enjoy spring weather.
But
I don't like the storms that it produces. But
see, we're not getting storms. We are under, now our county's not quite there. I think we talked about this last week, but there is water shortages all around us, which is kind of unheard of in our state. And they're rationing water, and it has, you know, usually we have a very rainy fall, and then we have some rain in the winter, and then it rains in the spring. And outside of that snowstorm, which produced 16 inches of snow and a lot of water, we've had no rain. I mean, it is so crazy. Some of my perennials are looking pretty bleak, and my trees are not really very well filled out, and I think it's from lack of rain. So we're praying for rain. And we have a burning ban. So, you know, we went camping this weekend, and there were no campfires because the whole state's on a burning ban due to the drought. And but yeah, so it's been a beautiful spring, but we really need rain. So anyway,
yeah, we've gotten quite a bit of rain.
Have you
over the last few months? Yeah, because of the storms that have come in, but
last week, at the mountains.
Last week, I've lived in the house where I'm at right now for about 3.5 years, and there has been a flower bed out front that has just tortured me because it had azalea bushes that looked like shrubs. They had let them grow up to look like shrubs, and so I think it was like a couple of years ago we cut them down really low. The bed has loads of weeds, and anyway, last week with help, I got out there and worked in that bed and got it fixed. And I'm not a yard person. In fact,
I was just thinking, you did it? What?
In fact, I'm gonna send you a picture so you can put it up and show it.
But you have nails.
I had on gloves. I put gloves on. and got out there, and I did have some friends to help. Kim and Karen, friends of mine, and Doug, their husband, he has a truck, so we went to Lowe's and we loaded up mulch and we loaded up some rock. And yes, it's very simple, very low maintenance, because that's what I want, because I tell people that I want a yard that I can cut with a pair of scissors. It's like, if you can cut my yard with a pair of scissors, I'm happy. But anyway, I did get out there. It was perfect weather, and we did get that flower bed fixed. I call it a flower bed, but there's no flowers in it. But it's very Susie looking. It's very Susie looking, and when you see the picture, you'll understand why. It's a black and white bed. With some very low-cut azalea bushes that are going to stay very low. But yeah, so I did that.
Did they bloom
week, so
this year?
Was fun. They did, and they're white. They're white.
Yeah, this is the
azalea
time
flowers.
to cut them now after the bloom, and then they'll be real pretty.
Yeah, they've already.
I got to do mine.
Bloomed.
Yeah.
But anyway, I did that last week and did a lot. I worked. Of course, I always work. We got good news that my sister Sherry, her daughter, has gotten engaged, and that was a sweet story.
Did.
She did, yes. And
I'm so
sent
excited.
a picture of her engagement ring, and this couple is so funny. Kristen is a bookworm, loves books, and she and her uncle, my husband, they have a lot in common there because they love books. But anyway, she has had quite a little life. She graduated from Lee University, where Tebow and Mary Catherine, our son and daughter, graduated from, and then she was out of school for a while, and then she decided to join the Army, and so she went into the Army and was there and worked in logistics, and got out of the Army a few years ago, and then went into a master's program, and so has been living with her mom and dad and doing that. And she has a really good friend that she met online years ago through a online book thing or something, and they became really good friends. And they would laugh and say, we're never going to find anybody, we're never going to get married, and there's just so few people at the age that we're at, because they were approaching their 30s. And in fact, Bill, Kristen's daddy, told her that she was never going to find anybody staying on the computer all the time, that she needed to get out and do other things. And so her friend Tiffany got married a little over a year ago and had called Kristen to let her know, hey, I have found someone, I'm getting married, and you're invited, I don't know that you can come. And Kristen said, I'm coming. And they'd never met face to face. They'd been friends for, I don't know, a decade, never met face to face. She goes to her wedding, and Tiffany introduces her to her first cousin that she's very close to, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, which is only a couple of hours from us, but the wedding was in Washington State. So she met Tiffany's cousin, Braden, in Washington State, and they began to talk. So last year, in the fall, she let Braden know that she was coming to visit her aunt and uncle who lived in Huntsville, Alabama. Well,
And we passed in the airport when I left. She was
Yes.
getting off her plane. I said, hey.
She was.
It's so wild.
And they came, and She got her first kiss ever in my front yard from Bladen. And they had the most wonderful weekend because when he found out she was coming here, he took off work. He came. He actually spent the night, 2 nights here in our home. And they were able to meet each other and have their first dates. And they're engaged now. And how many months later? You know, you were here, what, in October?
October.
And so November, December, 6 months later, they're engaged. And they're getting married on November the 14th. And the first place they went to church together was at our church. And they did their first dates right here in Huntsville. And so they're coming back to our church and they're getting married in our church right here in Huntsville. And so that's going to be on November the 14th. So there's going to be a lot of quick planning. And so from their first time really getting together and meeting, their first kiss was last year in October. And then this year in November, they're getting married. And so, yeah, and I think she's going to be living in Nashville. So Sherry's losing her daughter to be closer to me. And I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And so anyway, it's a sweet little love story. So didn't mean to get off on that, but it's just such a sweet story.
It is.
And you did meet her briefly.
That was just so wild because you had dropped me off at the airport and you said, I'm just going to hang around because Kristen's coming out. And of course anyway, I'm sitting there waiting to get on my plane. And so the plane I was getting on, she was getting off. And here she comes walking down the ramp thing. Well, it's a small airport, So,
yeah, so she was
and
getting
I'm like,
off
Kristen!
the plane that you were going to be getting on, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was wild. So how fun. So I saw her right before she got there.
Yeah. And so anyway, it's a sweet love story. I love love stories like that. And honestly, I think that when you meet the right one, that you don't need to wait forever. Just go ahead and get married. It makes life a whole lot easier to live with the person you love. And so I love it that they have, her mother from the time she met Bill to her mom and dad get married was 8 months. And from the time that me and my husband had our first date, it was 1 year exactly. And so, and we've been married for, this year will be 44 years, and Bill and Sherry have been married for about 40 years, 41 years. And my father-in-law and mother-in-law met and were married in 6 weeks. And they were married for over 50 years. And so those quick marriages, engagement and marriages, they can work.
They
can work.
Oh,
of course, I'm not telling people to do that, but anyway.
Yeah.
It worked for us. So what have you been doing?
Did we record 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Wow.
Because you've been on a little trip, a camping trip, and
yeah. So, last Wednesday we went camping and we actually went to a county park that's really close to where we live. It's less than an hour. And so we chose a nice lakefront site and my husband took the camper, dropped it off. I, set it up. And then he left to go get his boat, to bring his boat back. That was fun for him. He got to do some fishing and he actually, it's a really beautiful county park with a fairly big lake. We didn't even realize it was so big. And there's no jet skis or things like that, I don't think. I mean, maybe it was just too cold, but it was quiet. So we had, like rowing teams out there, sailboats, and, just little fishing boats like his.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of fishing during the day, and I did a lot of knitting. So that was awesome.
that's awesome.
We both got to, do that.
That's a perfect vacation.
Yeah, and the first day was very nice, and the other days were cold. And, without a fire, there's really no point to just sit out there and be cold. But 2 days were warm, and one day, that would be Saturday, we just stayed inside the whole time, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
We watched YouTube, had great Wi-Fi, so we were able to use all our apps on our TV. But we did watch a movie, the Melania movie, and now there's a new code word at our house when we want to eat something we shouldn't. Melania. Because she doesn't eat all that stuff to make her puffy like we do. But what I really enjoyed about the movie, because it's really not, I would not say it's an overly personal movie, but what it does is it gives you a behind the scenes of the day in the life of a first lady. I mean, we wonder, like, what do they really do? I mean, that, and she shows you what they do and the different, and you see a lot of White House things that you wouldn't see normally, maybe on the news and stuff. I love that. I'd love a tour of it. So it was actually a very good movie. I really enjoyed it. So that was fun. But we did a lot of knitting. I did a lot of knitting, I should say. And I drove a boat by myself for the first time because we had a bit of a conundrum. So when Danny, back to the boat thing, when Danny dropped the boat off, he had to drive his truck back. And so, or one of us did. I've never driven his truck. To me, it's a beast. It's a beast. And I'd never driven the boat. I think you call it driving. I don't know what you do with a boat. And so we had to pick the thing I was the most comfortable with, and I decided the trolling motor, not the motor on the boat, which would go way too fast, would be the most comfortable for me. So he showed me, how to do the trolling motor, and I just tooled. And there's a button that says rabbit and one that says turtle, fast and slow. I turtled all the way across the lake.
I don't blame you.
But it was again, there's not a bunch of boats. There was nothing to avoid. I just, I had to know where I was going, and eventually I could see the camper because we were able to tie it right to our campsite, basically. So he could just walk down the little bit of a hill and get on his boat in the morning. But that was fun. And then he took me for a boat ride, and it rattled my teeth and nearly blew my glasses off because, he wants to go fast. I don't know if you saw that on Instagram, but oh my gosh, I'm like, I don't know, what is it with men? They want, fast boats, fast cars, fast motorcycles, probably fast women. I don't know. But anyway, but it's like speed. And I'm just like, I want to be calm and tool about and look at the houses and look at the creatures and the floating in the water. And he's like, It's like, he's like, was that fun? And I'm like, well, yeah, all of that.
I'd much rather be on the shore knitting.
Yeah, well, yes. And so it was very nice, a very nice weekend. And then I came home and went to another funeral. It seems I've been going to a lot of funerals. And then on the way home, I thought, I was thinking about Danny's Aunt Faye, and she's just so precious. And I thought, I really need to call her. It's like you start thinking about the people that are older, and she's about 86 maybe. You'd never know it. She stands very tall. She is tall. She's got great health. I mean, she's still very vibrant, and she's really quite inspirational. But when I answered, she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was on the line talking to my friend. I had to tell her what happened at church today." And I said, "Oh, okay." And she said, "Well, let me tell you what happened at church today." So she said, "So I wanted to wear one of my skirts," and she said, "So I wanted to wear some hose, but I wanted to wear, she doesn't wear pantyhose. She wears hose." And she said, I
can't remember last time I put on a pair of hose. Thank God.
Well, she says, "And I don't like the hose that have the elastic because they don't stay up." Oh. And so she said, "I wear a garter belt."
Really?
And so she had her hose. And so she was at church, and she said she had gotten up to go to the bathroom and come back, and somebody tapped her on the back and said, "One of your stockings is at your ankles."
Oh.
And she said, oh my goodness. And so she said, I knew that I wouldn't be able to take care of it there in the pew. So she said, I shuffled my way to the bathroom to fix my hose, and my garter belt was gone.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm laughing so hard I could barely drive.
So awful.
And she says, so I just took them off.
What in the world?
And
How
she
in the
says,
world
and
she do that?
And she says, when I walked back to my pew, there was my garter belt in the aisle.
Oh, that is awful.
And then she says, she's
dear
so
Lord,
hilarious.
well, wait a minute. How did one stay up and the other one fall to her ankle?
I do not know. I did not go. I could not. Don't know.
Well, that don't even make sense.
She is 86, but no, she's very sharp. I mean, I'm just teasing. So anyway, I might have missed part of that story. I don't know where the other one was.
How did the
but
other
she
one
says,
stay up?
well, then she says, and I'm just surprised that so-and-so, she named this guy, didn't take that up to the pastor and have him announce it from the pulpit.
Oh,
And she was laughing so hard. Anyway, I thought, what a great story to hear after a funeral. I needed a good
That's a
chuckle.
great story.
Oh my goodness. Yep, that's Aunt Faye. So she's so sweet.
And you were telling me this week, we were talking, we didn't talk that much this week because you were gone and all of that, but we did get to talk one morning and you were telling me about a situation with Sarah, your daughter, which was a sweet story about her fireplace. Her fireplace.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, that is a great little story. You got to make sure you put the picture up when you tell this story.
Well, it's so funny. So, a lot of the older homes, they had coal burning or whatever fireplaces, and people, because they were a little smaller, the holes and whatnot, people just would board them up, right?
Yeah.
And so Sarah's house is basically the same age as ours, and so she had a boarded up fireplace. It still had the mantle, still had the hearth, but it was boarded up. And she ended up just painting the whole thing black, which really kind of worked with her green walls. She's got a kind of a dark foresty green walls. Anyway, which you'll see in the picture. And I'm all about fireplaces, and Susie's is all about fireplaces. I mean, we'll just tuck a fireplace anywhere we can. We don't even look for the heat. We just want, the sparkle, the log.
Yeah, we just want the flames. They're like a cup of coffee. It's a therapy.
It is. It's the ambiance. It's a really big candle of sorts,
Yeah, it really is.
And so she said to me last week, she's like, yeah, her husband wants to get rid of it and tear it out and just drywall the wall up. And I said, no, Sarah, you do not want to do that.
And when you were telling me that, I was thinking, no, don't do that.
And I don't tell my kids what to do a lot. I just, but this was like, okay, I got to stop this insanity. I said, no, what you really want to do is just maybe get a little electric fireplace to put over there just for the ambiance. I said, you don't even maybe need the heat, blah, blah, blah. Went through all that. And so she said, well, and she didn't say much. And so when I was, right before I left, she sends me a picture, and they were cleaning out her mother-in-law's, his grandma's house. And she says, look what I snagged down in the basement. And it's a perfect little black electric fireplace.
It is so awesome.
And then she writes, are you happy? Aren't you happy?
And Sarah, if you're watching, I just wanted to tell you that I was so happy for you when I saw that fireplace.
Oh, listen, it is so perfect.
Awesome.
And I kept looking at it. I literally would go, I could just show the picture. I literally would keep going to it because, yes, it gave me great joy. I don't even know why.
I was so happy for her when you showed me that picture. It's like, I'm so happy for you, Sarah.
Oh, here it is. Oh, here, wait a minute. I mean, it's just hilarious that she said that. Are you happy now? I'm like, yes. And especially, she likes the, I'm sorry, we text a lot. Here we go. I gotta find it. You know, she's a bookworm. They love their place to look very library-ish, and all. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I am so sorry because you know what, I've been sharing
I
Advent.
can find it. I might be
You
able
could
to
probably
find it
find
quicker
it
than
faster.
you can.
That's right. Here it is. Here it is.
Found it?
I did. Oh my gosh. Thank you, dear. Okay, there it is.
Oh, look at that.
Is it focusing?
Yes, and then that's just beautiful. I just was so thrilled for her.
I know. I mean,
when you sent
it's
me
so
that.
cool. And then now, of course, she's going to end up crocheting something for that mantle. That's coming next. But then she sent me something else that was so funny. Then she says, marry a man who lets you take all of your yarn with you in the car. And she sends me this picture.
That's a lot of yarn to take in the car.
Well, you can see what she's making with it, so she
Yeah,
needs
she's
all the
making
colors.
She's crocheting a square is what she's doing. She needed all
Right.
those colors.
It's called a rainbow blanket. And I said, hold my beer. And I sent her a picture of my bag with all 4 of my knitting projects in it. I said, yes, you do need to marry a man that is not put off by
Yes.
that. But then I asked her, I said, where are you going taking all that yarn? I'm thinking she was going on a trip. She said, I'm just going to church, but I couldn't wait to start it.
Oh, no, hey, I know that feeling.
Hey, I know,
Sure, there
starting
is
a new
nothing-
project.
There is nothing like winding your yarn and getting your needles out and getting your pattern all in place and casting on that new project. There is nothing like it. And I'll tell you, if any of you are watching and you don't have a fireplace any place in your house, go on Amazon and look up fireplaces. They have got,
yeah.
I mean, you can buy them with the mantles and they just put them any place in your house. They have the little.
You could roll it
electric
around the
ones.
house if you needed to.
Oh, you roll it around. Yeah, I think a roll around fireplace is wonderful. Put it in whatever room you're knitting or crocheting in.
I know.
It's
They're
wonderful.
it just
You can
adds
create.
to.
You can just create that cozy setting in any room. Just wheel your fireplace around. Love that.
Oh, I know.
I want one in every
it's-
one of my rooms. It's like no matter what
Oh,
room I
same.
go in, I can see
They
fire.
used to have them in all the rooms.
They did.
They had-
did. And my
Yeah.
fireplace behind me, you can't see it, but it has an electric in there, and I love it. I mean, it's just like, and my husband, he used to think fireplaces like, don't turn that on, don't turn that on. He's so hot natured, don't turn that on. And it was so funny this past winter. I would come in sometimes and the fireplace would be on, and I'd say, turn the fireplace on. And he learned that the heat is not too hot, and he loves watching it too. He's just as crazy over it now as I think I am.
I
But
know.
yeah.
So we have a wood burning freestanding wood stove, but there's glass, of course, in the front. And so I am going to look to see if there's something I could put in there that, like some type of electrical insert, just so I have little twinkle lights.
So
or
you can have some
maybe I should
fire
just get those.
burning in there.
Ooh, I could get those remote control candles in there and just
You could do
and
that.
flicker that. But if you guys have any
Yeah.
ideas, send them. What would you put in your fireplace in the summer? Well, it's funny because our big camper that we no longer have had a fireplace, and we'd be at the beach, and we'd have the air on, but the lights of the rolling logs with
Oh,
our
I
little
love
twinkles.
it.
I do
just
too.
love it. I love it.
It's fun.
I love lights and low
know.
light and fire flames flickering and like I've got this scene up here on my TV now.
Yep.
I put scenes up there all the time. And
All day.
they're all day long. Scenes are up there, and I look at that TV and I think, I just wish I could climb in there and see it. I wish I could climb in there and sit on that chair.
I know.
And go up
It's
there
art.
and sit on the porch of that house, But
Yeah.
it adds such. You just find those ways to make your house feel so cozy, and these
I
are
know.
ways that we do it. So
That's
maybe you ought to
right.
tell us what you do to make your house cozy. What are some of your
Yeah.
favorite things? You may be doing some things that we aren't doing that we would love to do. So
I know. Oh man, what are you knitting?
I am knitting on. It is called. I talked about it. I bought this yarn at Nashfest,
Right.
and this is the Mini Solution scarf, and it is the most fun pattern. It takes 6 mini skeins, minis.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about Advent, that if you got a 24 mini skein Advent, you literally could make 4 of these for gifts. Isn't that
That's
a
an
wonderful
interesting idea. It
Instead
is.
of making, because
One giant project.
one giant project, which sometimes might be too big.
Yeah, we're going to talk about mine
We'll
soon.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But if you took and divided it up into 6 mini skeins and did something that used
yeah.
minis, then you could actually, instead of making one big Advent project, you could actually make 4 Advent
True.
projects. And you could do them in the way that they come out, because a lot of your, we would have to find it, but sometimes the Advents are, the designers will do fades. And so the 6 minis would look pretty together. Or you could just say, I'm going to open them all and then put the 6 minis together. But
Right.
it's fun. This is a mindless knitting project. So it's if you decided to do something like this for Advent, it would be so easy. It is a beautiful, right now, the scarf is going to be beautiful wrapped around, with different outfits. And it literally is 6. So here's my first
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
That's my first skein. And then I went to this. And then I went to the purple, and now I'm adding in this light color, and I have it on my fancy little deal here that Danny gave us, which is Linda's husband. And then when I finish that one, okay, let's see here. I'm missing a ball of yarn. I was going to show you what the next skein, oh, well, no, that's not it. Well, shoot. Well, maybe I'll find it later. But anyway, the next one that I'm going to go to after this is a color similar to this, just in a different tone. And then I'll end up with this one,
Okay.
which is a very light, kind of pinky color. So those are my 6 skeins. I can't imagine what has happened to my other ball of yarn. It must have, oh, here it is. I found it. So we'll go
Okay, yeah.
from here and then to here.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and this was, I got this yarn at Nashfest, and it was a botanical yarn with Sophie. She has a podcast, and she was there from the UK. And so this was her yarn. And so that's what I'm knitting on right now. And so, yeah, that's what I'm knitting on. It's called a Mini Solution Scarf.
So Teresa, from our yarn circle, submitted a Mini Solution scarf,
She
which you'll
did.
see soon.
Yes.
But speaking of minis, I'm going to show you. I am doing the Viega. And can you see it?
Yes, I see that.
Okay. So it uses 4 colors.
4 mini skeins.
And so I am using, well, here, let me get it out. So this is actually for Sarah.
Oh,
Anyway.
look at that. It looks great.
Hold on, it's a little mangled. And so here's, that
Now,
color.
wait a minute. there's one, two, okay, 4 colors.
Yep,
You got 4
yep.
colors there.
Yep.
And
So
what
this
size
is
needle are you
this is a
using?
bandana. And so there's the first part, and now I'm going into this, and it's so tangled because I've got all these different yarns, and I'm trying to keep them in bags. Which, interestingly enough, I was watching a friend to knit with, Leslie Friend, greatest last name ever, by the way, and
I like her podcast.
yeah. And she was talking about a sweater she was knitting that had a lot of static, and she didn't understand why the yarn had so much static. And somebody wrote to her and said it was because she had put it in a plastic bag, and it created static. Anyway, but mine doesn't have static. Maybe it's not as...
I've had my yarn in bags like that, but let me tell you, Linda, the neat, hold that bag up. Let me look at that bag.
It's too small to use these, but...
Well, hold the bag up that you got. If you would take and zip that all the way up and cut you a hole at the bottom corner of one of your corners, and pull your yarn through the little hole from the corner, then you can zip that all the way up, and it's only coming out of a little hole.
Oh, yeah. Well, I Ziploc it too, just where there's just a little bit left.
Yeah, but
It
cutting
stays.
cutting it at the corner, it pulls easier. It's only got one little teeny hole to pull out of. And
Yeah.
I've done it both ways, and cutting it down at one, putting a little hole in one of the corners worked great for me. Just another option.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, so it's but anyway, this is for Sarah, and then I'm gonna make myself one. This is Koigu yarn, and I'm gonna tell you, Koigu knows how to wind yarn. They have no knots. They tie it in one place. No, it's not even tied. I wouldn't call it a tie because it's not knot. And there's just,
A
you know how
bow,
when,
so you can just undo it.
so when it's on the Swift, there's usually 3 places. There's one. It just unwinds beautifully. But these are going to be my colors.
Oh, those are pretty.
Making Sarah's first.
Now,
So
your
yeah,
4
another
colors-
idea to do with minis.
Are your 4 colors 20-gram minis, or are they 50-gram minis?
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have a lot of yarn left, so that's an interesting question. They're 50.
Okay, wonder if you
And
could
I'm gonna
made it
have-
with
I mean,
20-gram minis.
I finished this color, and look at how much I still have left. I'm done with this color.
You probably could have done that with 20-gram minis, you think?
Right.
What
Oh,
does
I'm
it
sure.
call for the pattern?
I don't even know. Let me look.
I'm sorry, I'm asking
No, I don't
questions.
even know it. No, it's like all those details that I just knew I had the colors. I didn't even bother. I just knew I would have enough because it's a bandana. But it calls for, we should know these things. Hold on. You know what? Oh, 6, so it says 80, 85, 78, and 65.
Yards? Is that saying yards?
Oh, yeah, yards. Okay, I was going to say that can't be right. Yeah,
so-
it's yards,
'cause
yeah.
A 20 grams usually has around 87 yards.
Yeah,
So yeah, you could have done it with 4 20-gram minis.
Wow.
What size
So I could
needle are you
definitely
using?
get another one. I am using 5. It's a 5. Yeah.
Millimeter or US?
US 5.
US
Yeah.
5, okay.
So anyway, that's been fun, and I've been working really hard on it to get it done, so I tried to get it done for today, but I didn't make it.
No, that's okay.
But it's
Look at
okay.
her colors.
So
Are they
I
so
know, I know. These are Sarah's colors. This is purple, and yeah, so got
So
that.
that's purple. Wait a minute. Hold that back up.
Yeah,
looks
it's a very,
black.
very dark
A
purple.
deep, like a grape.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
See, it's,
Oh yes, it looks purple there.
yeah. So anyway, but they're all colors in her palette, so she'll like that. And she wears bandana scarves anyway. She wouldn't wear a shawl probably. But yeah, we've been busy looking at patterns because I'm going to buy her an Advent this year. You know, last year she was all stressed out about it because it was too late. I mean, she really didn't know much about them until after December 1st. So we're planning on a project for her.
And if
So,
y'all, if those of you out there, if you're planning to do Advent, they're all out now. You can find them everywhere.
You
And
can.
this is the time that you buy them. If you wait until October, November to think about Advent, you may have a hard time finding what you want.
Looky here.
Oh, is that your sock? That's
It
great.
is.
I love it.
It's a sock. It's looking like a sock. However,
Girl.
Tammy, you were right. So the only socks I ever knit they stayed in my house. I either wore them rarely, and my husband wears them. And he's got good, I would say good sized calves. And these were supposed to be for Kiefer, and I had Sarah measure one of his socks. He bought some wool socks. I'm like, oh wow, he really is into wool socks. And they are way narrower than this. And these are going to be Danny's. I was going to make him some anyway. So I was going to make all three of the guys socks. So he will get these socks, which he loves blue anyway. So there you go.
What was your cast on? Did you do a 72?
72. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I do for my guys. But what size needle are you using?
1.5.
You might could have done a 72 and go down to a 1. But
I don't want to use smaller needles.
my guys, the socks I do for my guys, I do a 72 stitch cast on, but my gauge may be tighter than yours, and I knit on 1.5 US. Oh shoot.
Well, now that now I can measure for the next one, so I know exactly what to do for my next set. And yeah, so I've been mostly working on those two projects because those are the two. And before we get into is she really going to do that episode part? Do you have anything else you want to show on your knitting?
Yeah, I am. I really am so proud of myself. I'm staying up on my yearly blanket. Yes, so I've done January, February. So here is the March squares, and I'll just show you let's see, there's 6 of them, and so here is the colors for March.
That's such a pretty pattern.
And some of them are solids, some of them are solids and some of them are variegated, but there's 6 squares for each month that I have to do. So I finished March, and then I'm working on April now, and these are the colors for April. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, yeah.
So I am a little bit behind, but when I say I'm not behind, my May colors don't arrive until mid-May, and so I'll have these done. It takes me about 2 hours to do one of these squares, and these squares are about 8 inch in circumference.
Okay.
They're about 8 inches.
That's doable.
And then I'm already working on number 2. So this is number 2.
I like that one. That's neat.
I love the ones with the solid in the middle,
because you can see the pattern
and the variegated. But I had started doing it this way first, and I'm not pulling them out. So I'm just going to have to keep up doing what I'm doing. But honestly, this is the Yorkshire blanket that has 12 different square patterns.
Right.
And I'm doing pattern number 9. And it has the rose in the middle. So if you do one that you're doing a tonal and a variegated, it really does look better to do the tonal in the middle. And then do your variegated on the outside. However, I'm glad because when I put it together, I'll have tonals and variegated, and then these will be mismatched. I think it's going to lay out pretty, when I lay it out.
It
will. I've worked on that. And then I'm doing a homespun house. Those of you that watch regularly know this, but if you're new today, you wouldn't know this, so that's why I'm
love
going to
that
repeat it.
yarn. I would
So
like
a
to make.
homespun house is doing the boucle yarn
love it.
club, and you get a hank a month. But the way she's running this is you really are getting your hank for that month at the end of the month. So I got my April yarn like the last few days of April. So anyway, it's like you're kind of knitting behind
Love
the month
it.
of the yarn. But this is the yarn for April. And it has, I don't know if you can see that there's colors in there. This, and I will have to tell you, it's more of like a blue jean blue that's spotted in there, and some little bit of
Love
a
it.
mauve color. Well, here's a color that you might can see a little bit more.
I see
So
it.
there's little teeny spots of color, and it's going to be bumping up against this color, which is going to be beautiful. So for those of you that are
Wow.
new, this was January, February, March, and then April. So
I would love
it's
a
gonna be
sweater out of that yarn.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blanket. And so I will have that blanket done by the end of December, and this blanket that I'm doing with the squares, and I've got one that I'm doing the northeasterly, and I've got to get back onto that. I started that last year. So should have about, and then I've got my Advent from 2 Christmases ago that is crocheted, and I got to put that together too. So my goal is by the end of the year that I have 4 beautiful blankets, and these will be gifted to my children at one point, you know. And I'm doing them for my in-laws too, because they're my kids too. My casket knitting. And so anyway, I don't plan to die anytime soon, so don't think there's something we hadn't told you.
Yeah.
But you just have to go watch Casket Knitting. That's one of our episodes, and we'll explain everything there. If you've not watched that, go watch it. Then when we talk about casket knitting, you will understand what we're talking about. So yeah, that's what's on my needles. I, really have to put the brakes on, because it's like I've got these other things. I need to get started on some socks, and I've got a baby blanket that I need to finish, and I've got my little granddaughter Maddox, I've got her bunny that I need to finish, and I've just got so many things, and there's not enough time to do it all,
I know.
I need to retire from doing eyelashes so I can knit.
Oh
as
my
much
goodness.
as I want to. But anyway, that'll come one day.
Yeah. Well, we've got some exciting projects to share from the Yarn Circle in celebration of our 50th episode. We have socks, we have sweaters, and they're all beautiful. So here they are.
Yes, they are.
So what I love about this is we are inspiring you to make the ranunculus and other things that we talk about in our Zoom knits. So first of all, if you would like to share your finished projects, we're looking for blankets and wearables. Send them to the email address right there, contactyarnoverwithus.com. And just so you know, all of this is also in the episode description, so you don't have to go back and look. And you'll also find the information on our website, yarnoverwithus.com. The Zoom that we just referred to, we've had our Zooms and they've been so fun, and we've been sharing. Oh my goodness, I learned a lot actually in our last Zoom. It was so fun. I learned tips and new things, new patterns, taking notes. People were putting them up in the chat so that we could find them later. So if you want to be part of our Zoom, which our next one is, I believe it's May 29th. I think so, but
I think it's May 30th.
Either way, you're going to want to
Saturday.
Yeah, you're going to want to sign up for the email so that you get notification of our Zoom.
Yes.
And we talk about some things on Zoom that are kind of insider secrets. So you're going to want to be at the next Zoom because we're going to be talking about something really exciting.
Yes, we are. You've got to be on the next
We're up to
Zoom.
something.
So
you're going to want to, we're up to something. But you're going to want to be part of that something. And we're going to have the yarn circle that's on the Zoom. We'll know first. So anyway, yeah. So I want to talk about the thing I am wearing, which if you've watched the thing, it is now a thing, and it's my second Advent project. And just so you know, it's not the pattern's fault; it's mine. But I will say
probably my fault too, because I think
no, it wasn't, Susie, because here's the thing. It was an Advent, it was a pattern made for an Advent. But they know, I would think, how much yarn we get in an Advent. And I'm just very frugal. If I'm going to spend that kind of money on an Advent, I want to use all my yarn, okay?
Right.
And so in the pattern,
that's what I do.
yeah. So in the pattern, they told you how many rows. I had yarn left over as it was, even this, which is good. I needed to make the little pom-poms. But so what I did is I used the majority of each of my color, and this is a beautiful yarn set from Leap of Faith Yarn. I love it so much, but it is a monster. I mean,
it is a monster.
It's unusable. It's unusable. It's okay.
And
so watch this.
And you have tried.
I have tried. Look. This is, we're not even up to half yet. Okay, this is half. This is half. I put a pin. Here's the other half. And I'm doing this, yes, for dramatic, whatever. But okay, this is crazy. So I am going to cut it in half. I have a plan. And as I said, I have so much yarn left. I mean, I had plenty of yarn left. Look at how much yarn I had left. Okay,
you still had that left.
Plenty to make pom-poms, but this is the only yarn I'm really going to need, which I got plenty.
Plenty of that.
So I marked it. Here's the half mark right here. Yeah. And I'm going to put a needle in here on this last color. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and I'm going to cut this whatever the whatever color you call this, okay?
Contrast.
Well, right. Well, I think they actually call it the main color, and then these are all the minis. So the main skein. When I do that, you guys, I'm going to show you something. Oh, and I'm going to do this before we go to Utah, because where is my halfway mark? It is right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at how long it's still going to be. Okay. This is half. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. And then I'm going to have to add pom-poms on each side. I'm going to have two beautiful shawls. One with these colors and one with these colors.
Aw, I think that's a great
It's,
idea.
but look at how long, okay, look at,
It's
you can't even
Crazy
see.
how big it is.
So what do you guys think about this idea? Because I'm a little nervous. I'm not nervous about ruining it because I won't ruin it. I mean, if I put...
Well, you won't ruin it because you're going to be able to pick up those stitches regardless, and then you decide what
Yes.
you're going to do once you pick them
And
up.
it's just unusable right now.
It really is.
And like I said, I've got enough yarn to make more tassels. The downside is I took all these to the lake with me. I took all 5 of my little pom-pom makers because I don't remember which size pom-pom I made. Problem, but that's okay. But yeah, this is it makes me so sad because I love the colors. I love the yarn. I just really screwed up. But they really only wanted me to use like this much of each color. And this is a newbie mistake. It was me. It's fingering weight yarn. So yeah, it just went really far.
A lot of knitting.
And I'm wondering if it was more yarn in the minis than normal, because it seemed like she was very generous in the yarn. I mean, it just seems like I still have a lot of yarn. And when I'm done with this project and I know I don't need any more, I mean, this will make beautiful socks or something. You know, I can use it for, you know, the bandana or yeah. So anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut it in half and I'm going to make 2. So the next time we see each other, hopefully I'll have that done.
You can take 1/2 to our trip. We're
How do you
week
decide
we're
which half?
going
They're
to
so
Utah.
pretty. I mean, it is a beautiful, it's just gorgeous yarn and the color
beautiful.
transition. But yeah.
I'm taking my reading shawl so that I can have a reading shawl. You know, we'll be in a convention center, and you know how a convention center is usually very chilly, and so
Very
I'm taking
cold.
my reading shawl to
Yeah.
have it to wrap around me, which I love.
Sorry.
Love it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. I fancy myself to say I'm steeking it. I don't even know if that's what you would call it, but
Yeah,
I'm going to do
cutting it.
surgery on it, and I just, like I said, it's just sitting. It usually sits over there on top of that dress or maker thingy because I don't wear it. It's just like I said, I've tried, and
after
it's
all that
very
hard
heavy.
work, you do need to fix it to where that you can wear it.
I'll wear it a lot when it's
Yeah, you
a
will.
smaller size. But I looked at all the shawls that I have,
Well, that just
and none
goes
of
to
them
show
are.
you- That goes to show you how much yarn you get in an advent. So that's why you can make a sweater with your advent that you did last year, which was absolutely beautiful.
Well, I was thinking too of buttoning it up and making a blanket. You know, just put the 2 seams together.
Yeah, you could have
but-
done that too.
But I think I'd rather have shawls. You know, something I can wear. I don't
They
know.
are so wonderful to have on trips and in an airplane, you know, because airplanes are not giving out what they used to. In fact, some airplanes now are charging if you need a blanket, you know, because you're cold.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
But
yeah.
having something like that is just really neat to have on an
Yeah.
airplane or when you're traveling, even in a hotel, convention center. So if you don't have a shawl that you've knitted for travel, find you some yarn, find you a pattern, and
You know, it's
knit
funny.
you a convention, airplane, hotel wrap.
Well, my next one, this is just a big scarf, which is really to be used as for a shawl. I'm sorry, this is, here, let me move this. But I love these 3 colors together, pink,
Oh,
navy,
they are
and white.
beautiful. Oh yeah, I love that.
And I'm thinking I need to make my next scarf/shawl in these colors, you know, for...
What shape is that shawl that you
That
just
is a
showed?
big, it's a big It's a scarf. It's a big square
It's
scarf.
a scarf.
I
It's
got it at,
square.
yeah, it's a big square. Got it at Belk, you know. But it's pretty. See, it's got a big
It is
flower on it.
pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love those colors.
But I bought it for the cold, so maybe I shouldn't pressure myself too much to get my shawl surgery done. Wrap. I think it's considered a wrap. Yeah, you could wrap a mummy in it. That's so huge, but yeah, it's a monster. I've never seen anything as long as that, and it just, you know, I don't know. It's
Well,
just
I think that's a great
newbie
idea.
mistake.
Yeah,
It's stretched too some, so it's like got even bigger.
and I'm glad you're willing to persevere and save it instead of
Oh,
folding it up
yeah.
and putting it away and not ever using it because you worked on it too much
Right.
to do that.
Well, the other option was just to unwind the thing and knit something else. Who's got time for
Yeah.
that? So it's like I'm on to the next
who wants
project.
to take time for that?
Yeah.
You want to put something else on your needles.
Yeah, I want to wear that. I do like the colors together. So yeah. But I mean, those are the main projects that I've been doing. So we have played with the idea of doing a live, but we have no idea how to do a live yet. So if we do a live, we are going to, I really don't know how to do it, to be real honest, but then you guys can pop on and get questions or ask questions. Another reason you want to be notified and subscribe, because if we do pop on, you'll be there. So we'll probably just record because that's how we know how to do. But you never know. When we get in the same room, we do crazy things.
Yeah, because we only get to really see each other maybe once or twice a year. So
Yeah.
anyway,
So, well, I think that's about it. Is there anything else we need to
that's
talk
it.
about? Well, good.
thanks.
Well, good. So don't forget to sign up for our email for the Zoom. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified. And have a very blessed rest of the week. Anyway, happy knitting, everyone.
Happy
Bye.
knitting. Thanks for coming.